Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Nick Maruziak. Alex is on vacation.
Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. Tomorrow, the Boonshock Museum is hosting Super Science Saturday. It's a free event including activities in the Do Lab, Planetarium, and Science Theater.
Super Science Saturday. Super Science Saturday.
Say that,
yeah,
10 times fast. I mean,
you know me, I love science, so I think I'm going to end up at the Boone Shop either teaching or learning.
There'll be all these kids around you, and Nick will be like, oh, this is a fun experiment.
Sir, that's for the 3-year-olds.
Oh.
The Neon Theater adding more dates for the Triangle Park movie. You can head out to see it today through next week, so you got that as well. I mean, today, a good day to see a movie.
Yeah, plus at the end of next week, it's coming out on Amazon Prime, too. So
Ooh,
there you go.
Nice.
And look at this little cutie, if we have the video. There we go. Violet the porcupine is trying out some new foods at the Cincinnati Zoo. Thank you for installing Calendar Bot. That's not Violet. There we go. Look at that cute little thing.
I want Calendar Bot back.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of so ugly. It's cute.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is a rodent, but still.
It's giving me Baby Grinch vibes. Not gonna lie.
It just looks like a hedgehog.
Yeah. Sonic. There
yeah,
we go.
Exactly.
How
Good
about
point.
That? Now to our top story this morning. The Holiday Help Out Food Drive is back today, just in time for Thanksgiving. Dayton 24/7 now is a proud partner with Alpha Media for the event. Melina Brown is live in Trout. Police say it's made a difference. From January to October, over the last 5 years, just along Gettysburg, there's been an average of 40 injury accidents. That includes 3 serious injury accidents a year, and 9 people were killed. Now, since the speed bumps, there's only been 18 injury accidents, and only one of those has been serious. No one has died. Now, here's a live look over the U.S. Capitol this morning. Lawmakers avoiding another government shutdown for now.
On this vote, the yeas are 87, the nays are 11. The 60-vote threshold having been achieved, the bill is passed.
President Biden signed a stopgap funding bill, but it sets the stage for another budget fight in the new year. It maintains current funding levels until January 19th for some federal agencies and February 2nd for others. It does not include any aid for Israel or Ukraine. State Senator Niraj Antani now introducing new legislation to cut Ohio's sports betting tax back to its original level. Right now it's 20%. Senate Bill 190 would cut it in half down to 10%. This would be introduced at the next non-voting session at the Ohio Senate. And AES Ohio supporting Utility Scam Awareness Day. Scams tend to ramp up during the holiday season, so you may need to be extra cautious right now. A scammer could send you unsolicited calls or messages, or someone could talk to you in person claiming to be with your electric or gas company or water company. Now, they usually demand immediate payment or personal information. People who are most at risk include the elderly, small business owners, and people living in low-income communities. AES Ohio says the real company will never force you into one kind of payment, and a representative will always have a specific and accurate information. Now, if you're a resident and you're unsure if you've been contacted by an AES Ohio employee, you can call the number on your screen. That's 800-433-8500.
Allie was talking about taking that shot. What's F1?
Our program, it benefits people who need help paying their electric bills who aren't eligible for other kinds of aid. Now, if you'd like to donate to the program, you can fill out a special donation envelope in your monthly bill, or you can head online to as-ohio.com/gift. And if you need help with your bill, you can apply online for funds between January 16th and April 15th of next year. Our time right now is 5:08. Don't forget you get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen and your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials. You're watching Your Day. Tonight, you could head out to the Irish Club of Dayton to help an injured Clayton officer. Officer Cody Cecil is still recovering after a shot in the line of duty back in October. Tonight's event will support Cecil and his family. There'll be food, a cash bar, and live music. That all kicks off tonight at 5 o'clock. And you're probably shopping for Thanksgiving and the upcoming holidays. And just in time, a local church is giving out gift cards to help. Starting at 10 this Saturday morning, the East 2nd Street First Church of God will give out $15 gift cards to families in need. It's a drive-through event in the church's parking lot. The gift cards will be given out on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. The NAACP is also trying to help out our communities ahead of Thanksgiving. The organization is hosting a turkey giveaway today from 3 to 6 at their headquarters on Salem Avenue. The limit is 2 turkeys per vehicle. And Sunday at the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Community Support Center, workers are giving out over 120 baskets containing full Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. That's from 2 to 4.
Good morning. Here's a view over Miamisburg, where we're not quite yet in the thralls of the periods of rain, but we have had a couple of showers marching through the Miami Valley. In particular, it's been mainly up around Darke County in towards the Shelby County area, Wapakoneta just south of there. This is likely to continue on again, off again throughout much of the morning. And in fact, it's going to be a morning where I think we've already seen our high temperatures. It's in the low 60s, but you do see those upper 50s. My instinct says that this is probably, once we get into the showers, going to drop our temperatures. So all day today, periods of on again, off again rain up until maybe, let's say, afternoon, evening. That's where we'll slowly see this whole system wind down. Now, there will likely be a couple 60s here and there, but for the vast majority of the day, I think upper 50s is where we'll basically be. So again, this is a day where it is going to be stopping wet, especially early on, but we clear rapidly as we get into overnight. Because of that, tomorrow should start out in the low 30s. We'll only be in the upper 40s for tomorrow. So despite a sunny day, it will be much cooler. Speaking of cooler, it'll be cooler on Sunday, Monday, as highs remain within around the 50-degree mark. So all intents and purposes average. Tuesday, we've got another chance of rain. I should note that is going to be rain showers. And from that point on, it will turn substantially cooler for your Wednesday and also your Thursday. So the good news is, for your Turkey Day, we're not going to expect any type of issues traveling. If you are going to be on the roads today, again, the roads are going to turn wet here over the next few hours. Just be prepared for that, and cars going a little bit slower out on the highways.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is a guy who runs a country that is a communist country that's based on a form of government totally different than ours.
President Biden continuing to criticize Chinese President Xi Jinping after the two met here in the U.S. Relations between the United States and China have been icy for the last several months. That's causing some to focus on China's growing influence in the Americas. Cuba remains largely cut off from America. Restrictions and a decades-long embargo make necessities expensive and difficult to obtain in the communist-run island. Now there's growing concerns over Cuba's growing allegiances with U.S. adversaries like China. Cheryl Atkinson spoke with a leader of the Communist Party of Cuba. He puts part of the blame on U.S. policy.
China has really made a lot of inroads in many countries where the United States has perhaps stepped back economically. Is that happening in Cuba as well?
It's happening perhaps in a lesser level than other countries in Latin America, but it's a good relationship. Most of our relationship is trade. We buy a lot of products for our industry in China. If we couldn't buy them in the United States, it's much closer and perhaps cheaper. But the U.S. laws prohibit it. We have to buy a lot in China. They give us financing, and they have invested in some infrastructure, for example, in an important plant for edition, for news edition and printing, I think in the rail, in some industries. But it's a normal relationship, as we've had with Canada, as we've had with European countries, as we would have it with the United States if it were to be possible.
This week on Full Measure, Cheryl Atkinson examines the implications of U.S. adversaries forging ties with nations so close to our borders. You can watch Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson this Sunday at 7:30 a.m. on ABC 22 or at 10:30 p.m. on Fox 45. Our time right now is 5:17. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I can't tell you about it. You might spread it. Ha! Today is National Butter Day. Just ahead, how you can celebrate the butter than ever day. You're watching Your Day. Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Nick Maruziak. Alex has the day off.
Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. There's a new TikTok diet trend. Turns out people are using dumplings to lose weight. Dumplings contain protein, fat, carbs, vitamins, and minerals, but they also contain a lot of salt.
Yeah, so let's do some label reading here. 500 calories, 11 grams of protein, pretty good amount of fat, a lot of carbs, and tons of salt. There you go, Nathan. Not great for you.
You think I'm reading that?
No, I think you're just shoveling it into your face
Yeah,
like
bro.
every other human does.
I mean, like, I'm not like trying to do like a diet. You know, if I want dumplings, I want dumplings. You
Yeah,
know?
I was about to say. Police arrested a hit-and-run suspect in Wisconsin after golfers trapped him in a porta potty. A man ran inside the porta potty to hide from police, but a bunch of golfers tipped it over to trap him. Oh,
What a crappy situation to be in. Yeah, I know. I took the low-hanging fruit on that one.
yeah.
But, or the low-hanging poop. Yeah, that's gross. Anyways, a couple in the UK claim a ghost photobombed them while at a restaurant. Oh God, that's creepy. They think it looks like a military man in uniform. It even spooked the restaurant staff. Okay, so couple, nice, happy date night. Then that up in the corner. Then this vision of creep.
Yeah, if you look really closely, you can see the outline of Prince Charles too.
Yeah, I know.
You can see his fat fingers over here.
I was going to say sausage fingers not included. Anyways, a little much today, I guess. The Holiday Help Out Food Drive is back today, just in time for Thanksgiving. Dayton 24/7 Now is proud to partner with Alpha Media for the event. Melina Brown joins us live in Trotwood this morning. Melina, tell us how these donations help families in our community.
Well, Nathan, this weekend's Holiday Help Out is not just for people here in Trotwood where I'm at, but people all over the Miami Valley. So over the next 3 days, people are going to be bringing donations, non-perishable food, personal care items, and like gloves and hats to donate. Now, on your screen now, you're going to be able to see where you can donate. The 2 fire stations are here in Trotwood at the Fire and Rescue Station 72 and in Miamisburg at the Miami Valley Fire District Station 52. Now, these donations will help families throughout the Miami Valley who are facing food insecurity by providing them a holiday meal, but it's also going to help refill 5 of the pantries of the Good Neighbor House. Now, I'm joined here by Faith Daniels, who is with Alpha Media. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. Tell me, I think a lot of people already know this, but how long are you staying out here this weekend?
I'm here the whole weekend. It's 72 hours of giving, and it's an incredible opportunity. I move in, well, I'm already moving in now, and then I stay here until 2 o'clock on Sunday. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to really get face to face, not only with the people that we help, but with the people who donate. And living here, this is our 8th year, and it's been an amazing experience every single year. This year, we are looking to top numbers that we've done before. Our biggest numbers were in actually COVID in 2020. Hopefully, we're going to go a little past that this year. We helped 234 families last year, and I would really like to surpass that. Whatever we can do, families always appreciate it. And those Good Neighbor House food pantries really need us.
Absolutely, and I think people really appreciate it, especially this time of year. Holidays can be hard. Talk about a little bit why this is so important with the holidays, and we know food prices have gone up.
Oh, good Lord, yes. One of the things that's so important about food prices is the fact that we're helping working families. We're helping working married families that have children that are working every day. With the price of food going up, the food pantries are helping more than 200 families additionally over what they've done this time last year. So what this means to those families is you don't have to worry for a little bit. Let me take the pressure off, at least for the holidays.
And I love that. I think it's so important to especially give in any way you can. We know it's the season of giving. So again, please, if you're able, come bring some donations. We're going to be speaking to a few different people this morning that are amazing and involved in this event. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Good morning. We are waking up to the showers across most of the northern half of the Miami Valley, but then you look out to the west, there's the periods of steady rain right now over Muncie, just to the east of Henry, Richmond. If you're traveling west this morning, you're going to encounter not only showers, but obviously wet roads. Wide view look at it. We have this whole strip. So this strip is not just moving in this direction, meaning to the northeast. It's also at the same time shifting. So really, you want to start looking down into the southern part of Indiana. That will be headed our way. And it does look like periods of perhaps even some heavy rain are likely from about mid to late morning. I do think that temperatures will hover in the upper 50s, so it's going to be a cool, damp, wet day, but it's going to be even cooler for tomorrow. At least it'll be dry. Here's what's going on this morning on the roads. So far, it's been quiet. We haven't had any types or concerns at this hour, so there is good news there.
Tonight, the city of Huber Heights is holding a news conference to update the community about the ransomware attack on the city that happened last Sunday, prompting the city to declare a state of emergency. You can attend at 4:30 tonight at the City Hall Council chambers to hear from the mayor and city manager. Federal prosecutors will have to decide if they want to retry a former Louisville police officer. A judge declared a mistrial in the case against Brett Hankinson.
You know, a mistrial is not an acquittal, and so we live another day to fight for justice for Breonna, and that's what she's going to continue to do, is fight for justice for Breonna Taylor.
Now, he was one of the officers who fired a stray bullet in the raid that killed Breonna Taylor. The jury deadlocked on whether he violated Taylor's civil rights. Hankinson fired 10 shots into her apartment in a botched drug warrant search in 2020. Those shots did not hit anyone. Sycamore Trails Aquatic Center in Miamisburg won't open for the 2024 season. City leaders say it needs critical infrastructure repairs. The pool's been leaking and losing water. Previous efforts to fix the problems have not been successful. So the city is planning on working with engineering and design teams to replace pipes and redesign the facility. Well, get ready for a weekend filled with music. The second annual Reach Fest kicks off in Dayton today. Stop by the main library today and tomorrow. The festival features indigenous music, dance performances, and vendor booths. There's also going to be speakers who advocate for water, land, and air. The times are on your screen right now. And taking a live look over the Miami Valley, this weekend you'll be able to get a sneak preview of the latest YMCA in our area. The Premier Health YMCA is hosting a hard hat tour of the new facility on Salem Avenue in Dayton. Now, the address is on your screen right now. You can stop by between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon tomorrow, and organizers are asking you to wear closed-toed shoes. And get into the holiday spirit at the Fairfield Mall. Starting tonight at 5, the mall is welcoming Santa with a parade. It'll start near the center court at the main entrance. Head out to enjoy a reindeer petting zoo, live music, hot chocolate bar, giant snow globe, and much more. And this season, SIXA is giving you a chance to foster a dog. Now, the organization wants its animals to have a home for the holidays.
We're asking people to take in our adoptable animals for just a couple of days. We have an opportunity coming up over Thanksgiving, and then we'll have another opportunity coming up for Christmas.
The program's a great way to have a furry companion for the holidays without long-term commitment of adoption. SIXA will give you all the necessities like food, treats, bowls, bedding, and toys. If you're interested, just fill out the form on SIXA's website. Our time right now is 5:37. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen and your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
I'm Angela Brown in Washington, D.C. Being a new mom is hard enough. Now many new moms are going without needed medical care. What's being done to turn things around?
And a Tesla toy now back on shelves after being recalled last year. Just ahead, how you can find this hot Christmas item. You're watching Your Day. We're not sure if it will fit in Santa's sleigh, but Tesla's Cyber Quad is sure to be at the top of many Christmas lists. The $1,900 toy is back up for sale on Tesla's website after being recalled last year. Who's got money for that? At the time, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said it did not meet safety regulations for a youth ATV. The latest model has a new warning label saying it is not for off-road use and is not a youth ATV. The Cyber Quad can reach a speed of 10 miles per hour. It's designed for kids ages 9 to 12 with a max weight and limit of 150 pounds.
Good gosh. I never got an ATV as a kid, but boy, I think as an adult, maybe. What happened to Legos? What happened to my Lincoln Logs? All right, here's what we're looking at. Showers across the area. Periods of heavier rain are out there. Wapakoneta down towards the Richmond area. We do expect a lot of the rain through probably mid to late morning, but watch how quickly this gets out of here. We're at 7 p.m. and this will likely be gone. Now, there will likely be a period during the afternoon, evening where it starts to break up a little bit more, but by and large, this is going to be much more towards the middle, early stages of today than anything else. Tonight, all the clouds clear, should be within the ballpark of freezing, maybe even having a little bit of fog. We'll have to see how everything develops, but at this point, I think that it's more likely for us to just be quite cool. We'll continue with the cool weather all day tomorrow, so we have that to look forward to.
Being a new mom is hard enough, and now a new report finding many are not getting the medical care they need in the first year after giving birth. The National Desk Angela Brown joins us now with the impact.
Columbia University found that new moms delayed or completely went without getting needed medical care within 1 year of giving birth.
The U.S. is facing a maternal morbidity and mortality crisis. Earlier this year, the CDC releasing new numbers. In 2021, over 1,200 U.S. women died of maternal causes. That's up from 861 in 2020 and 754 in 2019.
What we know is that too many women die from pregnancy-related complications each year. And the increases that we saw from 2020 to 2021 were tragic.
You may think that labor and giving birth are the most dangerous parts of a pregnancy, but doctors say it's the period after giving birth when the most complications happen.
Over 50% of maternal mortality occurs in the postpartum period, which includes the period after giving birth until 12 months postpartum. And it's estimated that 4 out of 5 maternal deaths are preventable.
Dr. Heidi Allen and researchers from the Mailman School of Public Health at Columbia University compared mothers on Medicaid to those with commercial insurance, finding 1 in 4 new moms with Medicaid reported not seeking any health care in the year after giving birth, despite 12% saying they suffered from depression and 14% said they had anxiety after delivering.
For people with Medicaid, childcare, having access to childcare, having access to transportation, being able to get off of work, to get to an appointment that's after hours or on the weekends, those are all common barriers that people experience.
40 states now offer a full year of Medicaid coverage after pregnancy. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
Our time right now is 5:44. The Flyers getting a big win last night. Just ahead, Matt Digby breaks down their matchup against LSU. You're watching Your Day.
Good morning, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. University of Dayton men's basketball in Charleston, South Carolina for 3 games in the Charleston Classic this weekend. Now, last Thanksgiving, the Flyers were in the Bahamas but lost all 3 games there. UD hoping for a different outcome in South Carolina. Game 1 of the weekend was an SEC opponent, the LSU Tigers taking on the Flyers. In the first half, Deron Holmes finds Enoch Cheeks open for 3 from the wing. Count it, Dayton is up 8-6. But then in the final seconds before halftime, Carlos Stewart will drive into the paint. His first attempt stuffed at point-blank range, but the second attempt, no problem. Dayton has enough time to go down court and try a shot before the buzzer, but LSU leads at halftime 32-30. Second half now, Tigers extending their lead. Jordan Wright bounce pass behind the back to Will Baker for 3. LSU leading by as many as 15 in the second half, but back come the Flyers. Kobe Elvis gets some help on a pick from Holmes. Heading inside the paint, this shot on the run falls. Dayton back within single digits. They keep trimming the deficit. Final minute, Javon Bennett to Kobe Brea for 3. That ties the game at 67. Flyers then force a turnover and have a chance to win the game in regulation. Bennett nearly runs out of room on the baseline, but Nate Santos with the 3 from the wing. LSU's response at the other end is off target, so Dayton wins 70-67 on Thursday. They will face Rick Pitino and St. John's in the Charleston Classic semifinals later this afternoon. Wright State men's basketball on the road at Indiana. Raiders were without the injured Trey Calvin, but they're only down 5 at the break. Second half, Wright State possession. Andrew Wellage to Tanner Holden, wide open in the corner for 3, part of his 24 points, but Indiana able to keep the lead. Centerville's Gabe Cupps will start this sequence. CJ Gunn to Anthony Walker for the basket from close range. The Raiders, though, still making plays in the second half. Wellage ahead to Brandon Knoll. His shot underneath is blocked, but A.J. Braun with the basket as the visitors are back to within 4. But at the other end of the court, Trey Galloway will feed Malik Renault, who will find space in the paint for this left-handed hook shot that falls. IU goes up by 9. And then in the final minute, Cupps gaining possession off a loose ball starts a fast break that ends with a 2-hand slam from Khalil Ware. Indiana wins 89-80 the final. Gabe Cupps, the Centerville native, finishing with 3 rebounds and an assist for the Hoosiers as Wright State still looking for their first win of the season. That's a look at sports. I'm Matt Digby.
University of Michigan's head football coach Jim Harbaugh will not be heading to court today. The school and Harbaugh deciding yesterday to drop their case contesting his suspension. Last week, Harbaugh was given a 3-game suspension by the Big Ten Conference after allegations surfaced of a scheme to steal the play calls of opponents. He was not on the sidelines for last Saturday's game, but originally planned to contest his suspension for the next 2 games. Last night, however, they decided to keep together to keep the suspension in place, settling the case. Taking a live look over the Las Vegas Sphere this morning. That's pretty cool. The Oakland Athletics are now set to move to the Sin City. This after Major League Baseball owners voted unanimously to approve the move yesterday. It's the first MLB team to relocate since the Montreal Expos moved to Washington, D.C. in 2005. The president of the A's, Dave Kaval, says this is a historic vote and a major day for the league.
We're fired up. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, and I will say, all the other owners and the folks in MLB, this is an exciting chapter in the history of the league.
Now, opening day for the new stadium on the Las Vegas Strip is slated for 2028. The A's will continue to play in Oakland until their lease ends following the 2024 season.
I was actually reading about this, and the A's, first of all, Oakland is not very happy, and second of all, they're going to have to bounce around a little bit, and I think part of the plan is play some games in San Francisco, play some games in Vegas at their AAA. They're going to be nomadic for basically 3 years. Now, maybe you're nomadic for the holidays. So far, it's a quiet morning in terms of any type of heavy-duty weather, but we do expect periods of showers to start to move in, and already we have seen at least the first batch of rain, but the heaviest rain now just entering Wayne County. Temperature wise, upper 50s and low 60s. Out the door today, realistically, this front half of the day is going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 60. Some of us upper 50s, some of us low 60s, but what we will see is that period of rain showers up until maybe 3 p.m. and then it'll taper off and become much more widely scattered as we get into the afternoon, the evening, and beyond. Temperature-wise tonight down in the low 30s. If you're out gallivanting with your friends, whether it's in the Oregon district, the good news is it'll be dry, at least there won't be rain. Bad news is it will be on the cooler side. We will see cooler temperatures for tomorrow as well. The cool weather lingers into next week. Really, it's seasonably cool more than anything, but cooler than it was earlier on this week. Tuesday is your next chance of wet weather. As for the roads this morning, so far it's been a quiet morning commute, so we really haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns at this hour.
With Amazon, you can buy clothes, tech, and soon cars. As the holiday shopping season ramps up, you'll be able to buy a Hyundai vehicle on their website. But your new purchase won't be delivered to your front door like all your other packages. Instead, you'll have to pick up your vehicle from a local dealership. The goal is to make the experience as simple as possible. Hyundai officials adding that dealerships will handle all vehicle servicing once they're sold, and dealerships won't have to participate in the program but can opt in. Our time right now is 5:52. What do you call an antelope that's really bad at being an antelope? A cantaloupe. Just ahead, this adorable zoo animal taking a big trip to save his species. You're watching Your Day.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeffschmidt Auto Group.
Good morning and welcome to what is expected to be a very eventually wet Watson's Weather Patio. Right for now, it is fairly quiet. We do have a steady little breeze behind us. Haven't had any rain here quite yet in Miamisburg, but we do expect the rain to start. So again, I'll take a step out here real quick. This way we can basically look at what is so far quiet, and we're also just looking at the trees in the background, which are still shaking. So there's a little bit of a breeze. The air feels kind of unsteady is a good way to put it. And today, a day where obviously we're expecting rain, but we're also expecting cooler temperatures, more seasonable temperatures. Yesterday, we had 68. It was impressively warm. Today, I think it's probably going to be low 60s. We've technically probably seen our high already. So it's one of those cases where, if anything, it'll stall and then fall during the second half day. And again, have the umbrella handy. I don't need it quite yet, but probably within the next hour or two, I will.
Well, this desert antelope named Oryx recently left his home in Denmark to fulfill a crucial mission, helping his species come back from the brink of extinction. Now, the young male is surrounded by a herd of 9 females. They're hoping to welcome new calves to the group soon. Now, Oryx's move is part of an international breeding program for this extinct in the wild species. Now, the aim is to ensure the herd remains genetically diverse and can one day lead to the species being reintroduced into the wild. That is so cool. I mean, in the UK, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like that's such a unique kind of animal to see out in the wild.
What's that, an antelope? Or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because they got the weird like horns. Like they're not like sheep that have like, they would be excellent just to like spear stuff with. You know what I mean?
Us, if we get around them.
Well, I mean, I would want to be like charging it head on.
What they call it, goring or something like that. Right?
Yeah. But like you think about it, it would be like great to be like, hey, come over here and like stick a bunch of like, I don't know, like meat on it and just have snacks all the time.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure they would be annoyed by this whole process.
I'm pretty sure they would put a stick through your heart.
Yeah, they definitely seem like they wouldn't be happy. But you know what? Good. I love where science has figured out a way to, make sure that species can still live and thrive. And, hopefully it works out.
I hope so. Our time right now, 5:57. We got a lot more coming up on your day at 6 o'clock.
The 8th annual Holiday Help Out Food Drive kicks off today. We're going to have details for you coming up.
You're watching Your Day. Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Nick Maruziak. We made it to Friday.
Amen to that. Here's 3 quick stories that get your day started. Tomorrow, the Boonshop Museum of Discovery is hosting Super Science Saturday. Get it, folks. It's a free event including activities in the Do Lab, planetarium, and science theater. It's all interactive and all for kids.
And I always encourage every kid, especially the little ladies out there, go learn science. We need more women in science, and this is a great way to get your kids involved in that program.
Yeah, sometimes all it takes is an opportunity. I mean, some of these experiments are harder to do at home, so it's good to be out there with some of the professionals.
Exactly. That's why I won't be there. Amateur hour's finest. The Neon Theater adding more dates for the Triangle Park movie. You could head out to see it today through next week. And you were telling me this is going to stream next week, so it's kind of cool to be able to check it out before, it gets to the stream.
Yeah, and it's all about the Dayton Triangles, the first NFL game played right here in the Miami Valley, which the Triangles ended up winning. They beat the Columbus Panhandles. First game.
But they didn't cover the spread.
Well, they might have. You don't know, man. There might have been like some guy on the sideline being like, hey, let me tell you what, we can bet on this game.
What was the over-under, 8.5?
Probably. They probably scored 1 touchdown. And take a look at this little cutie, Violet the porcupine. Oh, man, I just love this. Just trying some snacks. A little tomato. Looks like your diet, Nick.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Lettuce wraps around.
A lot of fruit, a lot of veggies. Aw, that thing is somewhat ugly. So ugly, it's cute, I think is the way to put it, right?
Yeah, look, a face only a mother could love.
Oh.
I don't know. I love it too, though.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, we know from experience, face that only a mother could love.
Yeah, sadly, that's true. Anyways, top story this morning, the Holiday Help Out Food Drive is back today, just in time for Thanksgiving. Dayton 24/7 Now is proud to partner with Alpha Media for the event. Melena Brown joins us live in Trotwood this morning. Melena, how do these donations help out local families?
Well, Nathan, this weekend's Holiday Help Out isn't going to just help families here in Trotwood, but families all over the Miami Valley. Over the next 3 days, people are going to bring donations, non-perishable food items, personal care items, hats, gloves, all sorts of things that people need right here to the fire station. And it's all 3 days, non-stop. So there's so much time for you to come out and donate. On your screen now, you're going to be able to see where you can donate. It's the 2 fire stations here, the one in Trotwood Fire Station and Rescue 72, and in Miamisburg at the Miami Valley Fire District Station 52. Now, these donations are going to help people throughout the Miami Valley. They may be struggling with food insecurity, and then some of the donations are going to go to help fill food pantries for the Good Neighbor House. Now, I'm joined by Faith Daniel. She's with Alpha Media. Thank you so much again for joining us. So we talked last time, you're going to be out here all 3 days. So if people want to come meet you and donate, they can come do that. Tell me why this is so important to you.
Well, it is super important to me because as a child, my mother was a social worker, and that meant everybody's well-being was important. And it's especially important now when I see families that are going without food. Children can't learn if they're hungry. They just cannot. They're angry. They're irritable. I'm angry and irritable when I can't eat. So I feel like it is so important. When you help the family, you're helping the child. And that's super important for us. Holiday Help Out, we're always thinking about what we're going to buy, What about those people who are struggling with a meal on a daily basis? And this helps to replenish the food pantries that go bare after the huge holiday giving. That Black Friday to the 15th of December, those food pantries are struggling with the people that need food every single week. And this food drive helps to replenish those food pantries as well.
Absolutely, and I think that's so important. You know, we talked a little about, you mentioned them going bare. So other than today, other than this weekend, how can people help?
They can always donate to the Good Neighbor House. That food pantry is always open 4 days a week, and you can go to the website and check it out. You can even donate online. Even if you don't come see me, you can donate online. And it's always about making sure those families can eat even after the holiday is over.
Absolutely. And so who all can we thank for, getting this event put on?
This is incredible. Chief Hackey of the Firehouse number 72. This is our 8th year that he's opened the doors of this firehouse to me, the city of Trotwood, obviously. And then, of course, we have sponsors that come to the table every year. Abundant Life Christ-Centered Ministries, Realtor Sean Lightfoot, Napoleon's Reloaded, Teddy Bird Promotions, the Bobby Cartwright Foundation. There are so many people, including Attorney Blake Maislin, who does an amazing work with this every single year. And then a huge thank you to our new friends down in Miamisburg, where our ESPN station, Jack and Hank, will be. And I just cannot tell you how grateful I am for people who continuously believe in this effort.
Well, we're grateful for you being here. Thank you for joining me again. We're going to continue to talk to more people throughout the morning, so stay tuned. We're going to have some good stuff coming up. Back to you.
Here's what we're looking at for today. Showers continue to move into the Miami Valley and periods of intense rainfall now moving into Darke County as well as the greater Salina area just south of there. So it is going to be a sopping wet morning. It's also not a bad morning temperature wise. Temperatures so far hanging out right about at 60 degrees. What we will continue to see is these temperatures drop during the second half of the day. The front half of the day, especially early on, it's going to be very, very wet. Temperature-wise, aiming for the upper 50s by the time we get towards 9/11, and then we'll just hover there. So again, if you're heading out and about today, umbrellas at the handy. Double check your windshield wipers before you go, and make sure you're, of course, giving yourself plenty of extra time and space as you head out on that morning commute. Now, if you are traveling, so far we haven't seen anything, at least visually, that is slowing us down. It does look like we have one incident. Unfortunately, our software decided to glitch, but it's Stanley Ave at Webster Street. So if that's part of your morning commute, give yourself a little bit of extra time.
Dayton's Use of Force Committee is set to be disbanded and replaced with a new advisory committee. Jenna Lee Borak spoke with the former member of that committee yesterday who broke down the vote to make it happen.
Dayton City Commission approved to replace the existing Use of Force Committee by a 3-2 vote on Wednesday. Mayor Mims and Commissioners Joseph and Shaw voted for the change, while Commissioners Turner Sloss and Fairchild voted against it. The Use of Force Committee was put in place approximately 2 years ago to assist the police reform working group. The goal was to look at incidents when Dayton police used force, analyze them, and recommend ways to change use of force policies. I spoke to Dr. Kevin Watt, a member of the original committee, who says he thinks this change means police reform is taking a back seat.
There was a group of people that put this thing together saying this is what we as citizens of Dayton want. And if what the citizens want should be what we do.
Details aren't totally clear about what the new advisory committee will look like. It's proposed that it'll be 5 members instead of 7, and they'll meet twice a year instead of quarterly. I reached out to Mayor Mims and the 2 commissioners that supported the change to find out why they thought it was necessary, but I didn't hear back. Back to you.
Dayton police need your help solving a deadly hit and run. They say this happened during a party in McIntosh Park about 5 months ago when shots rang out nearby and 15-year-old Adrian Williams started to run. Then a car hit him. He died from his injuries at Miami Valley Hospital. Police believe the car was an orange or red Dodge Charger or Challenger. You're taking a look at the information. If you have any information from the video to help identify the driver of the shooting of the suspect, if you know anything, call Dayton Police at that number right there on your screen. And Dayton Police sharing the work they've done to reduce car crashes in the city. Now they've been focusing on North Gettysburg Avenue. Officers say the area is a big concern for speeding. Last October, the city installed speed bumps to slow drivers down. Police say it has made a difference. From January to October over the last 5 years, just along Gettysburg, there's been an average of 40 injury accidents. That includes 3 serious injury accidents a year, and 9 people were killed. Since the speed bumps, there have only been 18 injury accidents, and only 1 of those was serious. No one has died. And here's a live look over the U.S. Capitol this morning. Lawmakers avoiding another government shutdown for now.
On this vote, the yeas are 87, the nays are 11. The 60-vote threshold having been achieved, the bill is passed.
President Biden signed a stopgap spent funding bill, but it sets the stage for another budget fight in the new year. It maintains current funding levels until January 19th for some federal agencies and February 2nd for the other. It does not include any aid for Israel or Ukraine. State Senator Niraj Antani now introducing new legislation to cut Ohio's sports betting tax back to its original level. Right now it's 20%. Senate Bill 190 would cut it in half down to 10%. This will be introduced at the next non-voting session at the Ohio Senate. AES Ohio supporting Utility Scam Awareness Day. Scams tend to ramp up during the holidays, so you may need to be extra cautious right now. A scammer could send you unsolicited calls or messages, or someone could also talk to you in person claiming to be with your electric, gas, or water company. They usually demand immediate payment or personal information. People who are most at risk include the elderly, small business owners, and people living in low-income communities. AES Ohio says the real company will never force you into a one-of-a-kind payment, and a representative will always have specific and accurate information. If you're a resident and unsure if you've been contacted by an AES Ohio employee, you can call the number on your screen. That's 800-433-8500. AES is also kicking off its annual Gift to Power program. It benefits people who need help paying their electric bills who aren't eligible for other kinds of aid. If you'd like to donate to the program, you can fill out the special donation envelope in your monthly bill, or you can head online to aes-ohio.com/gift. If you need help with your bill, you can apply online for funds between January 16th and April 15th of next year. Our time right now is 6:11. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen and your weather on this side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials. The Flyers getting a big win last night. Just ahead, Matt Digby breaks down their matchup against LSU. You're watching Your Day.
Good morning. I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. University of Dayton men's basketball in Charleston, South Carolina for 3 games in the Charleston Classic this weekend. Now, last Thanksgiving, the Flyers were in the Bahamas but lost all 3 games there. UD hoping for a different outcome in South Carolina. Game 1 of the weekend was an SEC opponent, the LSU Tigers taking on the Flyers. In the first half, Deron Holmes finds Enoch Cheeks open for 3 from the wing. Count it. Dayton is up 8-6. But then in the final seconds before halftime, Carlos Stewart will drive into the paint. His first attempt stuffed at point-blank range, but the second attempt, no problem. Dayton has enough time to go down court and try a shot before the buzzer, but LSU leads at halftime 32-30. Second half now, Tigers extending their lead. Jordan Wright bounce pass behind the back to Will Baker for 3. LSU leading by as many as 15 in the second half, but back come the Flyers. Kobe Elvis gets some help on a pick from Holmes. Heading inside the paint, this shot on the run falls. Dayton back within single digits. They keep trimming the deficit. Final minute, Javon Bennett to Kobe Brea for 3. That ties the game at 67. Flyers then force a turnover and have a chance to win the game in regulation. Bennett nearly runs out of room on the baseline, but Nate Santos with the 3 from the wing. LSU's response at the other end is off target, so Dayton wins 70-67 on Thursday. They will face Rick Pitino and St. John's in the Charleston Classic semifinals later this afternoon. Wright State men's basketball on the road at Indiana. Raiders were without the injured Trey Calvin, but they're only down 5 at the break. Second half, Wright State possession. Andrew Wellage to Tanner Holden, wide open in the corner for 3, part of his 24 points. But Indiana able to keep the lead. Centerville's Gabe Cups will start this sequence. C.J. Gunn to Anthony Walker for the basket from close range. The Raiders, though, still making plays in the second half. Welledge ahead to Brandon Knoll. His shot underneath his block, but A.J. Braun with the basket as the visitors are back to within 4. But at the other end of the court, Trey Galloway will feed Malik Renault, who will find space in the paint for this left-handed hook shot that falls. IU goes up by 9. And then in the final minute, Cups gaining possession off a loose ball starts a fast break that ends with a two-hand slam from Khalil Ware. Indiana wins 89-80 the final. Gabe Cups, the Centerville native, finishing with 3 rebounds and an assist for the Hoosiers as Wright State still looking for their first win of the season. That's a look at sports. I'm Matt Digby.
Taking a live look at the Las Vegas Sphere this morning, the Oakland Athletics are now set to move to the Sin City. This after Major League Baseball owners voted unanimously to approve the move yesterday. It's the first MLB team to relocate since the Montreal Expos moved to Washington, D.C. in 2005. The president of the A's, Dave Cavall, says this is a historic vote in the major day for Major League Baseball.
We're fired up. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, and I will say, all the other owners and the folks in MLB, this is an exciting chapter in the history of the league.
Now, opening date for the new stadium on the Las Vegas Strip is slated for 2028. The A's will continue to play in Oakland until their lease ends following the 2024 season.
Good morning. We are waking up to what is going to be a steady rain morning. It is worth pointing out that I do expect the rain to pick up here in the Dayton area, probably next, let's say, half hour or two. So what we're going to try and do here is to add in our weather tool that kind of gives you an idea. Now, again, I always caution everybody, this isn't to say this is going to be entirely perfectly accurate down to the minute, but really the idea of this is to give you an idea. So I would say between, let's say, 6:45, 7:30, more towards 7:15 Dayton area, maybe more towards, let's say, closer to 8 for Springfield, and then you see 9 more towards Columbus. Again, that's for this chunk of wet weather. So we'll continue to track it, but the main thought is at this point, periods of steady, heavy rain are going to be possible, and it's going to be a sopping wet morning commute. Where we haven't quite gotten it is, of course, on the interstates, at least in around Dayton. Now, different story as you head out towards Eaton. Keep that in mind. The further west you go, the more wet it is right now. Right for this second, I haven't seen any tie-ups or concerns, but we do have one on that Stanley Ave and Webster Street. So again, wet morning on its way. Right for now, it is dry though.
Our time right now is 6:18. You're watching Your Day.
Good morning. We're taking a look, a live look, I should note, over Miami's Berg here as we are waiting on the rain to begin getting going here in the Dayton area. We have had some showers and intense rainfall at times move its way through Shelby County, Wapakoneta, but the bulk of the heavy rain right now is positioned just to the south of Salina, actually now in Salina, down through Darke County in towards Wayne. This will likely arrive in Dayton right about 7 a.m. So if you have an early bus stop or perhaps maybe an early morning commute, be prepared, have the umbrella handy. I don't think it's going to get cool. So typically with these rain events, you think, okay, the temperatures plummet off the face of the earth. This is not the case. It'll happen more towards later today where we'll drop, but temperatures almost hold steady all throughout the day. So we'll be upper 50s and low 60s even when it's ongoing rain. In terms of when it stopped, right about 1 to 3 p.m., it becomes more showery in nature. It starts to become more scattered. You're going to get further and bigger breaks, meaning maybe every 10 minutes it'll stop or every 20 minutes, as opposed to obviously where we do have that shield of rain moving in. And once you get towards 5 or 7 p.m., it's not just the rain that starts to move out, it's the clouds. By overnight tonight, we should clear out all the clouds, and that means tomorrow is going to start out much, much cooler. Tomorrow itself, highs will be in the upper 40s. We're going to go ahead and call it mostly sunny, but I should note it's only going to be in the upper 40s. So if you're hoping, dreaming of a day like yesterday where we hit upper 60s, this is not going to happen, and it may be until spring that we see it again. Why? Because, well, it's getting cooler and cooler. By the time we get towards the Thanksgiving holiday itself, which, by the way, is Thursday, it'll be in the upper 30s. If you are traveling this morning, that's your biggest takeaway. About 7, 8 this morning, that shield of rain starts to move in. It's going to make for a little bit more of a, how do I want to put this? A little bit more of a not so fun morning commute, if you will. But right for now, at least things are moving smoothly.
Topping this morning's Dayton Business Journal headlines, the city of Springfield wants to bring a massive sports facility to the downtown area. The Champaign City Sports and Wellness Center will create a 100,000 square foot structure in a $15 million project. It will contain 8 basketball courts, which can be converted to 16 volleyball courts for tournaments, and create a health and wellness hub for Clark County. The city wants $7.5 million in funding. To read more about this story and others like it, head to Dayton247now.com, click on the news tab and select Dayton Business Journal. Our time right now is 6:24. Does butter sink or float? Neither. Butter flies. Today is National Butter Day. Just ahead, I can celebrate the Butter Than Ever Day. And our good friend, digital producer Max, waiting in the wings. He's over here somewhere. Your Facebook poll questions coming up there in just a matter of minutes. You're watching Your Day.
Time for Pet of the Day here on your day where we celebrate pets. And today's pet is Turbo. Turbo was sent in by Jewel, and I'm not sure what the story is behind the name, but I love the name. We are looking at a day where it'll be periods of rain. Notice the yellow paws top to bottom. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s, so frankly, we are talking about a sopping wet day, but not a day where it's going to get necessarily cold rather quickly. Just keep in mind today a day where you'll probably have to pick and choose your spots, but the second half should be a little bit more hospitable to get maybe a little bit of a drier period.
Well, if you took just a bite of your toast or croissant covered in butter, congratulations. You just celebrated a national holiday. It's National Butter Day. Easiest one to celebrate. Butter is often used to keep meats tender, enhance the flavor in coffee, in cocktails and sauces, cookies, mashed potatoes, casseroles, and a whole lot more. Butter sculptures have become an art form celebrated at many state fairs. So whether you cook or bake today, you got to do it with butter. All right, our good friend, digital producer Max, making us fat this Friday.
I mean, I wouldn't. You're being creative this Friday.
Oh, is that
Nathan.
it?
Yeah. So
I see pizza and Taco Bell.
Okay, listen.
And I get hungry.
Anybody who's anybody has heard this fun tune. I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell. I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. It's a classic song. So I got the image behind me. What if you could take two businesses, mash them together to make the ultimate customer experience? What would that look like for you?
I am not sure. I got to really think this one through because I'm not quite there, because I feel like one of the classic hybrids has already been made, Target and Starbucks.
That's a good choice.
Like you think about every, at least my wife just adores that. It costs a lot of money, but it's beautiful.
I have a very similar opinion because, who doesn't like to have a coffee as they're roaming around and doing their shopping? But hear me out. Do you remember Brookstone?
Okay, yes. The sharper image, the store that you never buy anything in.
Any coffee shop and a Brookstone. You can have your coffee, you can sit in the massage chair, you can fly the little drones, you can have a good time.
And still nobody buys anything.
I wasn't going to buy anything. I'm going to buy a coffee, though.
Nick, do you have a good combo?
I said any bar or brewery right next to one of those hydration places or a mattress store. Because imagine you just flop on a mattress, you're like, oh yeah, this at the spot. I'll take this one.
That's a good idea if you want to sell.
Yeah, like the guy looks and goes, sir, you can't stay on it for an hour. Here, just take my wallet. Probably the best purchase you'll make in a long time.
I'm going to have to think this one through a little bit more.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll give you my answer in the next hour, okay?
Sure.
All right, we got a lot more coming up on your day. Our time right now is 6:30. Still to come.
The 8th annual Holiday Help Out Food Drive is kicking off this morning. We're going to have details after the break.
And the city of Miamisburg announcing their city pool will not be open for the 2024 season. Just ahead, the details behind that decision. But first, here's Genevieve Gordon with America's Steals and Deals.
Following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
You guys, what are two things you lose the most? It's your keys and it's your phone. And it's so frustrating. I know this because I spend hours every day looking for these items. So listen up. You don't want to miss this buy one, get one exclusive deal on the Key Smart Pro. Now, the Key Smart Pro organizes up to 14 keys in one little device. Literally every guy on the set has one in his pocket right now. And as we are setting up this display, people were actually trying to take them. So my advice is buy this now for everyone you love because they're not going to last. It takes all those keys in the drawer, the bottom of your purse, and puts them right into one little thing, and it connects to a free app. So if you lose your keys, you press the button on the app. You lose your phone, you press the button on the keychain. Even if your phone is on silent, you can find it. It's a win-win. They find each other, guys. You know how many hours this saves us? For me, like probably 6 hours a day. I bet you have someone in your life that needs one of these. My family literally impersonates me by putting on a pair of sunglasses and saying, "Where's my phone? Where's my keys?" And now with this buy one, get one free deal, it's the perfect time to get one for you, someone you love, in all of these great colors. Remember, this is a buy one, get one free. Do not wait. Go to asadeals.com.
Good morning, I'm Nathan Edwards.
And I'm Nick Maruziak. Alex is off today.
Here's 3 quick stories to get your day started. There's a new TikTok diet trend. Turns out people are using dumplings to lose weight. Dumplings contain protein, fat, carbs, vitamins, and minerals, but they also contain a lot of salt. If it's a fad, it's probably not going to work.
I was going to say, you know what also contains all those things? Pizza.
I would eat a pizza diet.
I would too. Trust me, I would demolish a
I mean,
pizza
I don't
diet.
think there's anything wrong with this, but just if that's the only thing you're eating, that's probably not good. But if you're doing it if you're doing it consistently for dinner, you're probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is just the sodium on these. I mean, that's it.
You're probably consuming that anyways.
Fair enough. Police arrested a hit-and-run suspect in Wisconsin after golfers trapped him in a porta potty. The man ran inside the porta potty to hide from police. Group of golfers tipped it over to trap him inside. That's what he gets for not asking to play through.
And you said the joke during commercial break. You're like, while they were saying 4, he was saying, no, number 2.
And then, could you imagine being the police officer? Like, sir, this is literally a wide open field. Why?
Can you imagine being inside there and just being sloshing with, anyways.
Well, he deserved it.
We hope you enjoy your breakfast this morning. And a couple in the UK claims a ghost photobombed them while at a restaurant. They think it looks like a military man in uniform. It even spooked the restaurant's staff. It's just making sure they're giving a good tip.
Yeah, I mean, that would be freaky. You know, I did hear that Meghan and what's his name, Harry, decided to go to the same spot, but they found 10 ghosts, according to Meghan.
Oh my God, that's so terrible. That was an awful joke.
Yeah, exactly, but it's probably true.
It's probably true. Now to our top story this morning. The Holiday Help Out Food Drive is back today, just in time for Thanksgiving. Dayton 24/7 Now is proud to partner with Alpha Media for the event. Melena Brown joins us live in Trotwood this morning. Melena, tell us how these donations help people in our community.
Good morning. We are waking up to rain across the western, let's say, third of the area. So Greenville, Wapakoneta, Dayton. We've timed this out before, but I think it's important to try and do it again just in case. This is going to be probably about, let's say, 7:15 for the greater Dayton area. So Troy, next, let's say 10-15 minutes. Dayton itself anywhere between, again, 7:30, and then you look towards Columbus around the 9 a.m. hour. One thing that's also worth pointing out, I don't really expect it to be a morning where we get substantially colder. This is a day where, if anything, the rain stays, and when it is, it's going to stay around 60. Then as the rain departs, so does this warm temperature. Bus stop forecast for today. It's going to be sopping wet. That's the main message, and it's going to start here in the next hour or so. So for right now, I hate to say go to work early, but if you can get work early, you don't have to deal with the rain, right? So right for now on the traffic cams, things are looking fairly quiet. Haven't seen too many issues around town, just your usual congestion spots, but we do have that one over at Stanley and Webster, and another one popped up at Patterson Road at Martell Drive.
Let's get back out to Melena Brown at the Holiday Help Out Food Drive. She's live in Trotwood this morning. Melena, how's this helping local families?
So once again, Nathan, this is so important to families, not just here in Trotwood, but all over the Miami Valley, because people are going to be bringing lots of donations. They're going to be bringing non-perishable food items, personal care items, things that a lot of people need that are going to be distributed all over. Now, on your screen now, you're going to be able to see where you can donate this weekend. There's 2 fire stations. First here in Trotwood, the Fire and Rescue Station 72, and in Miamisburg at the Miami Valley Fire District 52. Now, again, these donations are going to go to families who may be struggling with food insecurity, and then their donations are also going to go to the Good Neighbor House. Now, I'm joined here by Chief Hackey of the Trotwood Fire and Rescue. Tell me, you guys have been doing this now for 8 years. What made you want to get started in this?
Well, as a profession, firefighters, we always like to serve our community. This is a way we can do it in a little less flashy way where we're not showing up with the big trucks. We can do it behind the scenes, and we can help them, the families that aren't calling 911 that need help. We can get food to them in their time of need. And with the high cost of groceries today, you just can't make ends meet. And this way we can make the holidays a little better. We can also help stock the pantry at the Good Neighbor House.
And tell me, when people are heading here, maybe they're going to head to the store this morning to grab something. What are some of the things that you guys see that people really need?
Non-perishable food items and things you would want on your table at the holiday. Stuffing, corn, green beans, gravy, mashed potatoes, anything like that, macaroni and cheese, anything that your family would love to have on the holiday, please bring it out because another family would love to have it too.
Absolutely. Everyone deserves a good, delicious Thanksgiving meal. So thank you again so much for joining me. Again, we're going to stay out here all morning. We're hopefully going to see some people shuffle in here soon with some donations, and we're going to talk to some other people this morning. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Melina, thanks. Tonight, the city of Huber Heights is holding a press conference to update the community about the ransomware attack in the city. That happened last Sunday, prompting the city to declare a state of emergency. You can attend at 4:30 tonight at City Hall, council chambers, to hear from the mayor and city manager. Federal prosecutors will have to decide if they want to retry a former Louisville police officer. A judge declared a mistrial in the case against Brett Hankinson.
You know, a mistrial is not an acquittal, and so we live another day to fight for justice for Breonna, and that's what she's going to continue to do, is fight for justice for Breonna Taylor.
He was one of the officers who fired a stray bullet in the raid, that killed Breonna Taylor. The jury deadlocked on whether he violated Taylor's civil rights. Hankinson fired 10 shots into her apartment in a botched drug warrant search in 2020. Those shots did not hit anyone. Sycamore Trails Aquatic Center in Miamisburg won't open for the 2024 season. City leaders say it needs critical infrastructure repairs. The pool's been leaking and losing water. Previous efforts to fix the problems have not been successful. So the city is planning on working with engineering and design teams to replace pipes and redesign the facility. Our time right now is 6:42. Don't forget to get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen and your weather on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials. You're watching Your Day.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Strong winds got the better of this redwood, uprooting it in Bakersfield this week. No people were hurt, but a car was seriously damaged at this dealership. Celestial crepuscular rays graced Sin City. They were captured beaming over Las Vegas Thursday morning. And in Montana, foggy conditions and the sun's diffractive interplay with tiny water droplets produced this fog bow.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
Good morning and welcome to the Watson's Weather Patio, where so far it's fairly quiet this morning, but we do expect the rain to pick up. We have a little bit of a breeze out here. So far, I will say it's very overcast, at least when I got into work, and I do expect today to be a majority overcast day when it's not raining. Now, the rain itself, still a little bit of ways, so if you do have anything outside that maybe you want to take in, make sure that it stays dry. Do it now, because the rest of today is probably going to be, well, barely a loss for doing that, especially considering the temperatures will be at best around 60, and that's mainly when it's raining. After the rain moves out, it is going to turn sharply cooler later on this evening.
Our time right now is 6:47. You're watching Your Day.
I know. Good morning. Here's what we're looking at for right now. It is now openly pouring out in Miamisburg, and you can see the rain, its effects on visibility. So this is as you look towards the valley. Still okay. It's not like we're at zero visibility, but I don't even think that we've hit the truly heavy rain yet. No, in fact, we're in the greens. You can see the yellow is still well out to the west. So we are still a ways away from the heaviest of the heavy rain. And this is going to continue all day. And again, I want to point your attention further to the southwest, because that's where it's likely for us to see our rain coming from. So that's where we do have the periods of, I would say, steady light rain. And every once in a while, we're going to get a burst. This will last through at least, I would say, early afternoon. Then from there, mid-afternoon and beyond becomes more showers. That clears. Then the clouds. For tonight into tomorrow, temperatures substantially cooler than they have been. Tomorrow only in the upper 40s. That's as highs. We'll have temperatures in the 50s Sunday and Monday. Tuesday's your next chance of rain. And Wednesday and Thursday, it is going to turn colder for your holiday itself. Does look like it'll be a bit more towards winter than it will fall.
Our time right now is 6:52. You're watching Your Day. The Holiday Help Out Food Drive is back today just in time for Thanksgiving. Dayton 24/7 Now is proud to partner with Alpha Media for the event. Melena Brown joins us live in Trotwood this morning. Melena, how does this help local families?
Nathan, this weekend's holiday help out is so important for so many people, not just in Trotwood, but all over the Miami Valley. Over the next 3 days, people are going to be coming right here and dropping off donations, non-perishable food items, personal care items, gloves, hats around the clock. So there is so much time to drop off a few things. On your screen now is where you can donate. The 2 fire stations are here at Trotwood Fire and Rescue Station 72 and in Miamisburg at the Miami Valley District Station 52. Now, these donations are going to go to helping families who may be struggling with food insecurity. We know that is a big problem. We've talked about this so many times before, and especially during the holiday season. We want everyone to have a good hot holiday meal on next Thursday. It's also, some of the donations are going to 5 different pantries as a part of the Good Neighbor House. Now, in a little bit, we're going to be joined by some really special people who make this event happen. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you.
Dayton's Use of Force Committee is set to be disbanded and replaced with a new advisory committee. Jenna Lee Borick spoke with the former member of the committee yesterday who broke down the vote to make it happen.
Dayton City Commission approved to replace the existing Use of Force Committee by a 3-2 vote on Wednesday. Mayor Mims and Commissioners Joseph and Shaw voted for the change, while Commissioners Turner Sloss and Fairchild voted against it. The Use of Force Committee was put in place approximately 2 years ago to assist the police reform working group. The goal was to look at incidents when Dayton police used force, analyze them, and recommend ways to change use of force policies. I spoke to Dr. Kevin Watt, a member of the original committee, who says he thinks this change means police reform is taking a back seat.
There was a group of people that put this thing together saying this is what we as citizens of Dayton want. And if what the citizens want should be what we do.
Details aren't totally clear about what the new advisory committee will look like. It's proposed that it'll be 5 members instead of 7, and they'll meet twice a year instead of quarterly. I reached out to Mayor Mims and the 2 commissioners that supported the change to find out why they thought it was necessary, but I didn't hear back. Back to you.
Dayton police need your help solving a deadly hit and run. Police say this happened during a party at McIntosh Park about 5 months ago, when shots rang out nearby and 15-year-old Adrian Williams started to run. Then a car hit him. He died from his injuries at Miami Valley Hospital. Police believe the car was an orange or red Dodge Charger or Challenger. They're looking for any information or video to help them identify the driver of the shooting or shooting suspect. If you know anything, call Dayton Police at the number on your screen. Dayton Police sharing the work that they've done to reduce car crashes in the city. They've been focusing on North Gettysburg Avenue. Officers say the area is a big concern for speeding. Last October, the city installed speed bumps to slow drivers down. Police say it's made a difference. From January to October over the last 5 years, just along Gettysburg, there's been an average 40 injury accidents. Now that includes 3 serious injury accidents a year, and 9 people were killed. Since the speed bumps, there have only been 18 injury accidents, and only one of those was serious, and no one has died.